Shumpert, pull-up jump shot. Back to won't go. Chandler the rebound. And the Knicks will hold it for the final shot as the 24-second clock is shut on. Mike D'Antoni won't call timeout and let the Raptors set up their D. The crowd on its feet here at the Air Canada Center. Lin puts it up. Bang! Jeremy Lin from downtown. And the Knicks take the lead. Linsanity continues.
Before 2011, the Knicks missed the playoffs for the last 6 years. Because of this, the Knicks traded with Denver for Carmelo Anthony, a top 10 young player in the league. Carmelo was highly sought after and became the face of New York real quick. After the Carmelo trade, to put it lightly, the Knicks were underwhelming. Mike D'Antoni, the coach of the Knicks at the time, was fed up with losing and was becoming experimental one night versus the Nets and threw in Jeremy Lin for extended minutes, who went undrafted and was previously played in the Warriors.
First Asian American NBA player in the modern era. Lin grew up in Palo Alto, signed with the Warriors today.
And averaged 2.6 points per game. This night versus the Nets, Lin dropped 25, 7, and 2, with the Knicks winning 99-92. 2 days later, after Lin's fluke of a game, the Knicks were playing the Jazz. Jeremy Lin ended up starting this game. Amari Stoudemire was out, and with 6 minutes in the first quarter, Carmelo left the game with a groin strain. Lin was now the man in charge of the offense. As we found out in this game, it wasn't a fluke of a game. Lin finished with 28, 8, and 2 in a 99-88 Knicks win. Almost everyone who watched basketball had Lin on their radar. No one really sees a bench warmer go to the star of the team over the course of a few days. 2 days later, the Knicks faced the Lakers, and everyone thought that this would be the end of Linsanity. Before the game, Kobe wasn't even sure what Jeremy Lin really did to get all this attention.
I know who he is, but I don't really know what's going on too much with him.
Are you surprised at the production that Lin's had over the past week?
I don't even know what he's done. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'll take a look at it tonight, though.
But during this Lakers vs. Knicks game, I'm sure he found out. Jeremy Lin ended up having a career high in points with 38 and a Knicks win 92-85. If I could define Linsanity in one game, this would have to be the one.
Do you think Kobe knows who you are now?
Well, you guys had to ask Kobe, so I don't know, maybe.
This is the most crafty, the most skilled, and the most fire I've ever seen Jeremy Lin play with. Jeremy Lin was now officially the face of New York, and a guy with the name of Carmelo Anthony was not happy with that. I don't care what you want to believe. If you want to believe Carmelo,
I love it.
Why?
I love it. I'm a part of it. I think that's what I know. That's something that I've been looking for.
well, that's fine. If you want to believe me,
If Carmelo Anthony is on the floor with Jeremy Lin, who's taking the last shot in that game? How does Carmelo Anthony answer a question like that?
Of course, I want to take the last shot. I mean, let's be quite frank.
that's fine. But in my opinion, I think he was jealous. Many people close to Carmelo have stated he's a selfish player, and he was also jealous of Linsanity. I don't really expect a whole group of people to lie, so they're more credible than just one person's word. And I don't really blame Carmelo to an extent, but driving out D'Antoni and Lin is way overboard. Carmelo drove out D'Antoni because he was going to favor Lin more, and he saw more promise in him as a player. But the new coach, Mike Woodson, favored Carmelo a lot more and really didn't like Lin too much. With Amari and Melo back, Lin's game didn't really blend well. Lin's numbers started to go down and he was no longer the best player in the Knicks. That offseason, the Knicks ended up letting Lin walk for $28.8 million to go to the Rockets. Lin was plagued with injuries throughout the rest of his career, and it was just sad to see him bounce around team to team. In 2018, Lin won a championship with the Raptors, but he didn't really feel like he earned it.
真的好难
Life is hard.
人生真的好艰难
In English, there's a saying, and it says, once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. But rock bottom just seems to keep getting more and more rock bottom for me. And so, free agency has been tough, because I feel like in some ways the NBA is kind of giving up on me. And after the season, I had to get ready for this Asia trip. And it was the last thing I wanted to do. Because I knew for 6 weeks I would have to just put on a smile. I would have to talk about a championship that I don't feel like I really earned. I have to talk about a future that I don't know if I want to have. And honestly, it's embarrassing and it's tough. I always tell myself, if I have a son, I don't want him to make the NBA. You don't have to deal with fame. You don't have to deal with living your life and having all your failures on display to the whole world. A lot of you guys here are going through something even worse. But
hey, he still got one more than Melo, so who really got the last laugh? But that's been the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed, please hit that like button. And if you have any questions, comments, or ideas, comment them down below. If you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. That's been the video. See you guys.
Picture us apart.